Ironic Pirate Bay lawsuit. Hacked Twitter and John Williams up for episode 7. It's Tuesday, February 19th, 2013, and this is iWake. I'm Tim Chaten, and this is what's going on in the Apple world today. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of iWake. Kicking off the show today is the Pirate Bay. According to The Verge, they announced that it would sue the CIAPC, which is an anti-piracy organization, for copying its website. So this is very ironic in that the Pirate Bay deals with copyright issues all the time, in that, in fact, an anti-piracy organization has copied and ripped off their website. And the quote from the Pirate Bay is this: stealing material like this on the internet is a threat to economics worldwide. This is a rather entertaining piece to read through. It's on The Verge. It is linked to in the show notes. Next up, I just want to make mention and known that my second book to be published on the iBookstore is available today. It is Tuesday, February 19th, and it is now available. It was up for pre-order last week. It's a book of poetry. It's 54 pages. It's enhanced with video performances of each one. And here's my description of it, so you just have that. During my year in Los Angeles, I encountered many extreme situations and emotions. These poems come from the most intense part of that year. This period began with me being run over by a truck and ended with me being homeless. In these pages, you'll be taken inside my heart and mind as I struggle to face the realities of a hard life. These poems were performed at the Poetry Lounge, and I felt it was time to share them with the rest of the world. The book contains background information on each poem, a video performance for each poem, and the actual text of the poems. So it is a $3 book, available in the iBookstore. Just search for Poetry Video, and you should find it right away. It's also in the related area for iPod Evolution. So if you got $3 and you are interested in some of the things that I have to say outside the tech world, it might be an interesting book to pick up. I enjoyed putting it together, and the poems themselves I am very proud of, and did perform these in public when I lived out in Los Angeles. So anyways, it's called Poetry, enhanced with video performances, and it's now available in the iBookstore for $3. So with that said, let's get back into the news, and next up is a post from davidsmith.org. It's entitled Fighting Spam Callers on the iPhone. And what he did here is he got fed up with all these spam calls coming into his iPhone. And what he did was he created a contact called Spam Caller. And he added to this contact card all the numbers that he was getting from spammers. So people that he did not want to talk to. He created a ringtone that is silent, and create a custom vibration, which is none. So you can create on your iPhone custom vibrations, and he created one that was none. So when he receives a phone call from this person, any number of these, this could be hundreds of numbers in here, you'll have no vibration and no ringtone. So it's a really clever trick on how to not be notified when people are calling you that are spammers. So pretty cool. It's linked to in the show notes there as well, over at iWakePodcast.com. Next up today, we have a hacked Twitter account, and this was a rather funny one yesterday. So the hacked Burger King account, the @BurgerKing account, was rebranded as McDonald's for the day. So this was quite humorous. So initially the hackers said that Burger King has been sold to McDonald's, and had a nice press release, and it was announced to on their Twitter channel. So, and there are a lot of other great things that come out of this. Basically, it's just an example of what Twitter hacking can really do, and I'm curious if it damaged their online identity at all. I'm not sure if it did, but humorous nonetheless. Next up, speaking of McDonald's, is calories. And this post was linked to on the Loop Insight. And it's a post about what 200 calories looks like. So it goes through several dishes of what 200 calories looks like. So you have celery, 1425 grams is 200 calories. You have mini peppers, 740 grams. You have all the way down to say eggs, where 3 eggs is 200 calories. You have avocados in there. You have dried apricots. You have most comically all the fast food things in here, and milk and all these other things. So it's a really, I guess, revealing, just visual look at how many calories are in things, and it's really revealing to me that celery and apples and all these other veggies and fruits, you're able to eat a lot of them because of their low calorie content. So just kind of interesting. It is linked to in the show notes as well. Next up today is a quote from John Williams. Basically, he wasn't asked, but he was made aware that Star Wars Episode 7 is going to be a thing, and he is looking forward to writing a score. So, here it is. Neither I nor George nor anyone else involved thought this would go far, or in a few years there would be a sequel. And I have to revisit the themes, and years later another trilogy. Now we're hearing of a new set of movies coming in 2015, 16, so I need to make sure I'm still ready to go in a few years for what I hope would be continued work with George. So he's still under the impression that George Lucas is at the helm of this. Perhaps he would work with George to a limited extent, but it's cool to see he's acknowledging the Star Wars films, and I personally would love to see him back behind the composer chair for episodes 7, 8, and 9. So, very cool news there. And last up today, I just want to mention 2 new iPad ads have hit the airwaves, entitled Together and Alive. So these ads focus on the wide variety of apps available for the iPad. Very well done, little ad spots there, and worth watching. So those are linked to in the show notes as well over at iWakePodcast.com. And that will do the show for today. Thank you for subscribing to iWake. Show notes available at iWakePodcast.com. Information about my first book, iPod Evolution, is available at iPodEvolution.net. Make sure to check out my $3 poetry book available today, Poetry with Video Performances. That's also in the iBookstore. I do videos over at YouTube, youtube.com/TCHATEN. With all that said, thank you for watching or listening. I'll talk to everyone again tomorrow for another edition of iWake. Have a good one.